All right.
So what is our mood, though?
You know, I don't know. I didn't change it. Totally forgot. Obviously, isn't it Twisted? Because that song, isn't there a song that's like Twisted Transistor?
Oh, yeah, I could see that. I was thinking of a joke about seeing red because that new movie just came out.
Oh, that makes sense. That's better.
And I was like...
Let's go with that, because that's the character's name, apparently, right?
That's also this character's name, too.
Yeah.
Whereas the behind the scenes, My Neighbor Toronto.
My Neighbor Toronto. Oh, I do love that, though. I'm going to continue to search for a actual transparent PNG of this logo, which apparently does not seem to exist. Despite what numerous lies are telling me on here.
Look, man, people do it because it's funny.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. Try this.
I'm gonna check something real quick, actually.
Okay, what are you checking?
We'll let that dry, and then we're gonna see how that takes to Copic.
Oh, hey, I got it.
Look at you.
Look at that. Someone who was not lying. Can't believe it. Or whatever that was.
Just some paper.
Gotcha. That's all right. There we go. Oh, that's better. I'll just set this over here so it doesn't get stepped on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know anything about this game other than like I don't know. It's something with computers or machines or something.
Yeah. So there's these like programmed machines called the Process that are basically taking over the city.
Okay.
And you're trying to stop it.
Gotcha.
Using this this item called the Transistor.
Okay, that's the sword you have.
Yeah. That basically your husband? Question mark? I don't remember really what. I know they were romantically interested in each other.
Oh, okay.
Was stabbed with the sword and ended up having his consciousness.
They're inside of it or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why it talks to you.
Okay. I knew someone was in it, but I didn't know who, and I didn't know if that was true or not, because I actually thought it was your father, and I was like, no, that's way too close to Flint the Time Detective to be real. So I did not mention knowing that, but okay, so that's someone funny. Was inside of this thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, it's not Flint the Time Detective.
That's really funny, actually.
How's it going, Ash?
But yeah, no.
Haters are gonna hate, but Flint the Time Detective was dope.
Oh yeah, but yeah. So basically, yeah, you're trying to stop the machines that are created by this group called the Camerati, and then so on and so forth. And you find out like that the transistor was meant to be like something that could like take the data of anything and then be able to recreate the world with it. So
interesting.
It's weird because the way that the story is told is through mostly reading and then like small bits of dialogue from other key characters that are talking. Because the main character Red here, she's a singer, but she lost her voice when she was attacked.
Oh.
So that's what one of the other reasons why she's trying to get it back, so she can get her voice back and get her husband back in his body. If possible.
You're working on casual cosplay stuff?
Nice.
Sounds fun.
But yeah, it's an interesting game because a lot of the things that I like about it is that the people who are talking are all unreliable.
I do love an unreliable narrator or anything like that.
Yeah, because
that's always good.
Because the people who are telling you about what this transistor is and what it's supposed to do, none of them are reliable people. And then they're like, "Oh yeah, we did the process because we wanted to save the city of SoftBank, and it was going into decline." And a bunch of people have been disappearing, but
you got some chicken marinating? Oh, that sounds good.
A bunch of people were disappearing that were being part of the experiments with it.
Oh, okay.
And all the people that were all the power ups that the transistor has are actual real people.
Huh.
That they bought that they took and turned into information. There's a speed boost one, and that guy was a racer.
Okay.
That so things like that.
Gotcha.
So there's a lot of weird, interesting aspects to it that aren't stated directly. You kind of infer based on information, and that seems to be this company's shtick. Because I'm playing Bastion right now, and Bastion.
I heard the soundtrack, and I was like, "Is he playing the game?" Because it didn't the songs were on long enough.
Yeah, and then it's also because it's basically told by a narrator.
Gotcha.
As you go through the game, the narrator says he gets up, he goes around and does this, and this, and then the world starts forming around you because there's some weird calamity that has happened. It's really interesting, actually. I can see why these games have the following that they do. There's also the company that does them, Supergiant Games, is an indie studio.
Yeah. Still indie enough.
Yeah, because they're not published by
They're not owned by anyone else.
Yeah.
Going back to the office full time starting next week, so it's time to get back into meal prep again. Oh yeah, that sounds.
Yeah, I knew that feeling. I remember when it wasn't. I didn't have to worry about meal prep and stuff like that. That was not. That was great.
Sorry to cut you off there. You were saying, since they're not owned by anyone?
Yeah, they're not owned by anyone, and they can
do whatever they want.
Yeah, they do whatever they want, and most of their stuff is funded. Their games are usually on Steam, but these games become so popular, other distributors are like, "Can we put it on our thing?"
Yeah. Yeah, because I know they're on. I remember. I mean, you played Hades on the Switch. So.
Yeah, because they were. That was their first game that was actually published. I think because. Transistor, I got on the eShop. There were limited runs for a lot of these games on physical copy, but most every game
they were all done by limited run.
Yeah.
So it's funny that that's their name, the company's name.
Yeah.
That does that. So.
Yeah, which is really funny.
And so when you say that, I was like, well, that is the company's name.
Yeah.
So it's actually, what are they doing currently? Jamie, how's it going?
Long time no see.
What you were saying?
Oh, yeah, these games are basically I like them a lot because they kind of most AAA games or games that I've played recently, they kind of don't feel complete, and you can tell that they were put on a crunch, if that makes sense. These games feel like they were ready to go. There was a lot of thought put into them. They're very clever. They're creative in what they're trying to do. And they make it an experience that makes you want to play the game more. Whereas, a lot of the games I've had to play in between feel kind of oh, this game was made because it needs to be made, and they just, how about this? The game just needs to be made.
Yeah, the game needs to be made.
It just doesn't they just need to buy it. It's a product.
It's a product that exists. It doesn't looking into it any deeper than that.
Yeah, whereas these games have a lot of they're very well written. The voice acting is really good. The voice acting is really good. I am blown away by the music constantly.
Yeah, the music is always good.
The art's always really good. The there's a lot of direction and a lot of well thought out in terms of the design and things like that. And the characters are always very.
Oh, I didn't know there was going to be a new River City Girls game.
Yes, I did hear about that actually recently. I thought
I'm just finding out about this now.
Oh, I didn't know you didn't know.
From Limited Run.
Oh, nice. I actually thought you already knew. That's my bad.
I had no idea. I mean, it's not your bad.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell me everything that exists.
Well, I know you like River City Girls.
Oh, I just thought it was a cool game.
But yeah.
I do like how they'll limited run will make boxes for like that are other stuff. Like you can get this game in like it looks like a Super Nintendo box.
Oh yeah.
And stuff. Yeah, it's really cool because they have like actual good shit. Because this game you can get like the highest edition of this. It'll come with like these look like little Figmas or some sort of action figures with the girls, which is really cool. What's the difference in the two classic editions, though?
But yeah, no.
Mm-hmm.
These games, I think, have a lot of good replay value, even though the stories are short, sweet, to the point. But they're very just well put together in the long run, and that's what I'm looking for.
That makes sense. And
it was weird too because I was played this game when I was trying to learn how to make video games specifically for class purposes and other things, and it was funny because I'm watching the game be played. I'm like, oh, I understand what they're doing here because it's very like you can when you're working on a budget, you can the quote unquote shortcuts that they take in order to be able to like make a game that isn't like breaking their bank and things like that, but you also get to see the creativity of how they're able to work with such a limited budget, limited technology and things like that, and you're like, oh, this is very clever, like you get to see it all and you're like, that's really cool. What did they say, limitation is the mother of skill or something like that?
I don't know, there is something about limitation though. I do know, like, usually you notice that like when they have less to work with, like a lot more, it gets a lot better.
Yeah, I would agree.
That's why I just hate those like summer blockbuster movies generally, and like the Star Wars prequels are a perfect example of like there's nothing they can't do, so they just do everything, and then the whole movie is just kind of like whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, we're gonna have 70 million CG aliens fighting 17 billion stormtroopers, and it's gonna be a giant clusterfuck of lasers everywhere,
Yeah.
And then just when I'm about to finish, that's when all the lightsabers will start going everywhere. That way I can get to completion. It's one of those things.
Oh, yeah. But, like, yeah, it's very interesting to see, like, the techniques and such that they do. Because they're like, oh, they did this, they did that, and I understand, like, because the way they...
Yeah, video games are a lot different than film, though, so I'm thinking of it in film terms.
No, you're totally right, though. Like, you can still see it in, like it's weird, because, like, a AAA game, like, let's take a point, like, Mass Effect, like, it's still, like, super buggy, it's, like...
Oh, my God, yeah.
It's got a lot of things that are, like... just you can tell like there's a lot of things that they just didn't have time to deal with.
Like Andromeda especially.
Yeah, so it's like one of those things where you like can tell that
it just needs to be shoved out the door.
Yeah,
it just has to get shoved out the door.
Yeah, and I don't really, and that's why I liked playing Transistor, and I felt like it was a breath of fresh air for a lot of these things because I don't know, like I'm still enjoying Arceus, but one of the things that I kind of feel like when I play it is I'm like, this is kind of getting to a point where I'm just doing this because I have to, as opposed to because I want to, if that makes sense.
No, I totally get you.
Because, like, some of the stuff that's happening in the game is cool, and I really enjoy, like, the lore aspect of the game. I enjoy, like, that there's all these weird things that are happening, and I don't really know what's happening sort of thing. Like, the mystery is very good. Then all of a sudden you meet like what is his name? You remember the black and white train conductor dude?
Yes.
The two of them. So one of them apparently got sent back in time too.
Oh, that actually was just them?
Yeah.
I thought that was like their ancestors.
No, that was just them.
Oh, that's weird.
And
okay, sure.
But like the way he's talking, he's a very like nice individual, and he helps you out. But he's helping you get through this cave, and like he starts talking about like. Because he has no memories of anything. He's like, he's like, I can't remember anything, but I remember I had a partner, and who wielded flames amazingly with grace and ease, and he could, they could definitely have helped light our way through this dark cave. And I remember a face something that looked like I was looking in a mirror.
Yeah.
And you're like, but we would sit next to each other and talk of battles and trains and things. And he would say he loved winning among all else. And you're just like, bro, why is this in this game? I'm like, this doesn't need to be here. This hurts me.
Yeah, that's really weird.
Because it's like I'm playing this game and then all of a sudden it's like all of a sudden we got into like weird Dark Souls territory where he just is like talking about like how like he really misses. He doesn't know
He's going hollow. He can only remember certain things.
Yeah, and I'm just like, this is not. Can we send this guy back? Like, I don't need to go back. If we can send him back, that'd be great.
That's hilarious.
Because also at the same time too, like he's helping you out, and they introduce this new character who is a complete and total asshole to you because he just. Because you're part of the Galaxy Expedition team, and he's part of the Diamond Clan, and he thinks he's better than you.
Gotcha.
And he's just an asshole, and is like purposely sabotaging your every attempt for you to get to him. And then like when Ingo helps you, he's just like, "Why the fuck did you help him?" And starts talking shit. I'm like, "What is wrong with you?"
That's crazy.
Yeah, like so, like I'm enjoying these characters. Don't get me wrong, but. At the same time, it's like very bizarre, like because it doesn't feel like a Pokemon game.
Yeah.
Because there's like so you have actual like boss battles that you do, and I'm fighting and I'm like having to dodge roll, having to make sure I throw shit, and like then you can throw a Pokemon out after you get to a certain point. Like they just like they're like it was just like very bizarre. Like, but it's cool because it's Pokemon,
Yeah.
So I don't really know like.
It's like what everyone was saying, where they're like, if this game wasn't Pokemon, it wouldn't be that great.
Probably not.
But it's cool that it's Pokemon.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Because otherwise, if this wasn't Pokemon, you could just play Elden Ring.
Yeah, you probably would have got off just playing Elden Ring.
So. Because
that's my other problem with this game, too, is the catching aspect of it is really important, but the battle aspect is not. So, like, me just... Because you can run around, catch Pokemon, things like that, but the battling takes a back seat, and it's kind of weird just because... I'm used to it being a big part of it because it is, Pokemon. And the battles just feel like kind of like whatever most of the time. So I don't know. It's weird. I don't really know how to rate it, if that makes sense.
My guess is that this is probably also some sort of testing for the next gen game.
Yeah, because that game, if anyone saw the trailers and all that, had what looked like, very open world stuff going for it, so... We'll see how it plays out. No, it's Harvest. Okay, so that's enough. So speaking of, I think Calvin would be pretty good to talk to about my thoughts and feelings on Pokemon Legends Arceus. Only just because of the fact he's more of the video game person. Or at least has much more of a vested interest in it. Because I'd be very interested to see if he played it or has any opinions on it.
I remember. Well, no, didn't he mention it that he played it?
I don't recall. It's been a minute since I've seen him, so or if I've seen him, I mean, had him in chat.
Yeah, if he's been in here. I feel like I remember him talking about it.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't hate it, but I don't know if I love it. Is the TLDR. Like, if the ideas that are in it are good, but I personally would think if this is how it's going to be for the here on out in the mainline game, I would probably not play it anymore because I would just be kind of bored.
I don't think they'll have all the like capture repeat missions or anything like that. That doesn't seem like something they'd bring back.
Probably not.
More like letting the trainer do more stuff. Yeah. Because that's more immersive, in my opinion.
And I agree. Like, the being able to do more stuff is fun.
Yeah, if you can let the trainer do just more stuff, because everyone would always talk about that when they're kids. Like, man, if I was there, I'd have done whatever, and then I'd just get this Pokemon, Yeah. Like, man, I'd just punch the Bidoof, The
fact that you can is pretty dope.
Shit like that, Like... Why am I even wasting time using water gun? I can just punch him,
Yeah, it's because there was also that joke too in that death battle with was it Agumon versus Charizard?
I think so, yeah.
And then there's that part where it's like where Ty just comes in and punches Red.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey man, what the fuck? We're not supposed to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just funny.
Right.
It's good clean living right there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I think I like the idea of being able to interact with the world a bit more, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's...
Because also the aspect...
Because they were kind of trying that with Sword and Shield, because you're walking around, in the open world and you can see the Pokemon.
Yeah.
And stuff. So it feels like an evolution of that to be able to actually interact with the Pokemon outside of just... I walk into it and then the battle screen comes up.
Yeah, and I agree. It's definitely a good idea to try out new things and especially experiment and figure out if this is the way you want to go on specific things.
Yeah.
And this is what Arceus feels like. It feels like an experiment, and I'm glad they did it, is the long and the short of it. But at the same time, it's like, I probably wouldn't play a game like this ever again.
Yeah, I think from what I've heard, it's mostly just the way the missions are done that you're not liking.
Yeah.
Like, if the game was less based on, capture this guy 100 times or whatever,
Yeah, because you have to...
For the entry?
Yeah, you have to finish the entry out, you either have to catch them multiple times, beat them multiple times, see them do multiple moves.
Yeah, see, that part is, you could get rid of that part and just replace it with more content, and it would be a normal Pokemon game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, though.
Oh, definitely,
Pokemon game, yeah.
I would definitely agree with that, yeah.
So, in a mainline Pokemon game, they just wouldn't have that part.
Yeah.
It might be in there still as, something to unlock extras, which would be cool.
Yeah.
Because,
this is a main feature of the game in the sense of, you can't... Because Arceus says in order to beat this game, or meet him again, you have to capture every Pokemon.
Yeah.
In this region.
Okay.
So, that's why I'm like, okay, well, he says I have to catch every Pokemon. That probably means that the key part of beating the game is actually getting every Pokemon. And,
yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that's what he says. So.
Yeah. So, hopefully it's not too arduous of a task to do that. Is the long and short of it. What the fuck did I just... Oh, it's just that.
But no, I mean, it sounds like this is a good game, mostly.
Yeah.
It's just that, it's annoying to have to do... that. Most of the missions are kind of annoying, in that way.
Yeah, I just, I'm enjoying whenever it's something that involves...
the setting and the actual story and things like that. And then you have to get back to the part where it's oh, fuck, now I gotta catch 10 Weedles. This is boring.
Yeah. Yeah, because the catching aspect is, kind of cool whenever you're oh shit, I just went by Pokemon I actually want to get. Mm-hmm. And then you're oh, but I have to complete the Pokedex. I have to go back and come back for these other ones that I don't really want, but I have to have.
Yeah.
So it's like that in that regard, which...
Yeah, so if you only had to do it, once, in a normal Pokemon game...
Yeah.
It would be fine.
Yeah,
so that's why I think if they did a lot of this stuff in a normal Pokemon game, it'll probably end up fine.
Yeah, because one of the things that I think about with this game is that a lot of people are posting their teams and stuff like that, but the optimal way to play the game is to not have a dedicated team.
You don't need it, right?
The optimal way to play is just to continuously go until you finish catching everything. Mm-hmm. Just gonna do this real quick here. Because the optimal way to play, you just have to make sure you catch everything as you go, and then make sure you just have specific types on your team while you're going. Whereas in mainline games, you can actually play it oh, this is the Pokemon I went across, and then you kind of the way I used to play it would be oh, this is who I caught. There's a little it's kind of like the anime where you're oh yeah, this is the person that's been with me since the beginning of the game, and you get to watch them grow and become bigger Pokemon. Whereas with Pokemon Go, Pokemon Legends Arceus, those styles of games, you kind of just there's not really anything. Pokemon is a thing to be discarded. Yeah. It's a checklist, you discard it. Though, I will say one of the things that they did do to try to mitigate that feeling was that the Pokemon you catch, instead of going to a box, they go to a pasture, or you give them to people in the town so they can perform jobs. And I was like, okay, yeah, okay, all right, I can fuck with this. Click on back to this thing. I just want to see. Okay, yeah, it doesn't bleed that much. Just want to make sure it didn't bleed.
Yeah.
Because I want to. But yeah, like, so things like that. Like, I really liked getting to see like Pokemon be used is like, you know, for agricultural stuff, for other things aside from just battling, which I thought was cool.
Definitely.
It's like, again, like when we watch that movie with Arceus, you know, when you see like the human Pokemon treaty or whatever they fucking had.
Yeah. I would just call it a covenant.
Yeah,
because Arceus is God.
Yeah.
So human beings had a covenant with Arceus, and it was symbolized by the Jewel of Life.
Yes.
Is how I would rate that arrangement.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you get the point. So there's a lot of good things going for it. But I couldn't tell you it's like their best work. And it comes with that same territory of like a lot of people were complaining about the environments having poor graphics. And the graphics don't bother me. It's kind of just nothing.
It's empty.
It's very empty. It doesn't feel like a normal wilderness would in a lot of ways. It's, again, like we talked about, you might as well just go play Elden Ring if that's what you're looking for, though.
Yeah.
Because, again, like Elden Ring is like a whole shitload of stuff to do. But yeah, overall, I rate it highly. I would maybe recommend it to somebody if that's their type of game, but I don't think I would play it again after I'm done with my first playthrough.
Gotcha.
That's my hot take of the stream.
Makes sense. It's very hot.
Oh, smoldering.
Super hot.
Smoldering.
Yeah, smoldering. My smoldering take.
Mm-hmm. It's not for everyone, but if you enjoy that kind of gameplay, go for it.
Yeah.
If you play Pokemon Go...
This is a product that is not for everyone, but people who will enjoy it will enjoy it. Man, that is a really, like, polarizing take, Matthew.
Man, I know.
It's crazy.
Insane, even. Fun times.
Yeah, right. I'm not really seeing too much interesting on their website here. They got some okay stuff right now, but River City Girls, the new one, is probably the most exciting thing I'm seeing. Also, apparently there's a remastered version of Shadow Man, if you remember that game from N64.
That's okay. What?
Yeah, right?
But, like, why?
I mean, that was a pretty cool game.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, but, like, it's been 10,000 years.
Yeah, so...
You would evoke the sages?
Like, that's pretty cool. You can get it with, like, it comes with, like, it sucks because this cartridge isn't real, you know? Like, it has an N64, like, cartridge it comes with.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely
for, like, display, but it doesn't have the game loaded on it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it wouldn't be able to play it, but, you know. Maybe it, had the original version, you know? Something like that. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's not what they're there for.
No.
So.
Not even a little bit.
Some of those games you can do stuff like this with. Just this game is technically, I think, it says it's like a PS4 remaster.
Oh yeah, because the PS5 is still kind of hard to get.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
I think they have. You can get it on PS5 also, maybe.
Possibly.
No, Switch. They have a Switch one.
Oh well.
Yeah, not every game that's available for like PS4 is available on PS5 or whatever for some reason.
That makes sense. Again, they want you to buy the PS5.
Yeah, I don't know if their eShop is different. I actually don't know that. Like, can you play all the same games?
I don't know.
I don't know enough about... It's weird how the PS5 has been out for so long, technically, but I really don't know much about it at all.
Yeah, because my brother just got a PS5.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, again, it's even more bizarre just to think that, like, oh yeah, it's been out for this long, but
it's already been out for over a year, right?
Something like that, yeah.
I thought it took me a while to get a PS2, the first time.
Oh yeah.
Let me see, when did PS5 come out?
Let's do it this way first, actually.
2020 in November.
Really? That probably explains why it took a while.
I thought it was from 2020.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that does.
So it hasn't been a full 2 years yet, but it has been over a year.
It definitely explains why it's taken its sweet time to get to us. So.
Yeah, I just know it's was impossible to get.
Yeah, because that was when we were having the shortage on all the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had that shortage, and then didn't really help that,
I mean, that semiconductor shortage, just COVID in general, everything and anything. All the scalpers buying them up.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my scalpers out there.
Yo, really?
Look, scalpers are a necessary part of the ecosystem. Look. That's all I'm saying.
Explain.
Okay, they make sure the people who really want it can get it, and also Pawn Scum is part of the ecosystem.
Pawn Scum?
So, look,
That's funny.
They're not bad, they just, have a certain role, It might not look beautiful to us,
But they get to function, they live.
Yeah, they have a function, How bad do you really want that PS5 if you're not willing to pay, 17 grand for it or whatever,
Jesus.
I don't think they were ever that high, but you know what I mean. I'm just using a name. I remember people were giving that person that Anime Frontier shit for charging market value for it or whatever, secondary value.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
And
it's look, man, they gotta make a buck.
They probably bought it for a ridiculous price. Again, though, I don't know. Secondary markets are always inherently what's the word I'm looking for? Predatory?
Yeah, probably. I mean, but I mean, it's really hard to get stuff.
I know. Yeah.
Depends on the thing, though. That has a secondary market.
Yeah.
Because Magic wouldn't work without a secondary market.
No, not at all. Yeah.
So
I don't know about but again, a PS5, I think is a little different.
I mean, video games. Are people mad that old games cost money? I don't really know.
I don't know, actually. I don't really. I understand.
Are there people out there who are mad about that?
I mean, there's probably
they can play ROMs.
Yeah, but again, I think people are mad just in general when certain things cost money that or when they cost an outrageous amount. I don't know. It's tough. I if someone wanted an old video.
Jamie says I was lucky to get mine when I did. Oh, that's right. You do have a PS5. Yeah, because you were playing Tales of Arise. I think you mentioned.
Yeah, because what is it?
How was that anyway?
What was I saying? I lost my train of thought.
Something about old video games being expensive.
Oh, old video games being expensive makes sense because there's an actual scarcity there. With gas prices, the PS5s and things like that, those are artificially scarce. In most cases, just to drive up prices for because. They can, because there's no other way around it. But, with actual things that are scarce, I think they should have a specific value to them. If that makes sense. I guess, again, there's artificial scarcity and there's actual scarcity. So things that are artificially scarce, then, there probably is.
I mean, it's not like there were a lot of those PS5s to go around anyway.
I know, but I mean, the PS5 isn't really the example. It's just that's something that we talked about, sort of thing. But
Jamie says it's fun. Fell off playing it for a bit. Need to finish it. Yeah, because Sabrina is playing one of them right now. Which one is that one? Tales of
Xylia or Zilia?
Zilia, maybe.
I don't know how you pronounce it. I would go with Xylia just because that sounds cool.
I'll just yell at her real quick from over here. Actually, wait, the door's closed. Sabrina! Which Tales game are you playing? Not right this second. Zilia. Gotcha. Yeah, xylophone. She's playing Zilia.
Is that how it's actually pronounced?
What, Zilia?
Is that like... Because again, like...
More than likely.
Yeah.
I'll go check. I'll check the Japanese title. Let's do it.
Appreciate. Because, yeah, that's one of those ones where it's like...
But more than likely, that's how you pronounce
it. Yeah, because I don't think...
I don't know why it wouldn't be like that.
Do Japanese get... Does the Japanese language have a zai sound?
Let's see. Hold on. Oh, actually, hold on. Oh, I think maybe this X is supposed to be pronounced... It's like Ekushiria.
Oh, Exilia? Yeah, that sounds...
Exilia.
It's like Exilia? Exilia?
Yeah, so, yeah. It's a bit more like an X sound than a Z. Because it would have been Shiria. Yeah. Like with an S. So, like, it's... Like, how it says the X. Like, it says Ekushiria. That's interesting.
So it's like an X-siege.
So it's... Yeah, at least in Japanese, it seems like that was pronounced.
Exilia.
I would accept Zilia, I guess. But
I don't know. Exilia sounds...
Exilia sounds a little cooler, maybe.
It does sound...
Because it's, like, exhilarating.
Yeah.
You know?
And also it sounds like an attack name. Like...
Oh, yeah.
Exilia!
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Super Hyper Beam Ekushiria!
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is, yeah.
Yeah, the more weeby I say it, the easier it becomes.
Yeah.
Ekushiria! Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, Chad, the Japanese has come forth and decided how it's actually pronounced. So.
I would not actually anyone on that because it's good enough. Yeah, now, anyone saying anything but Hunter x Hunter deserves it.
But yeah,
I'm sorry.
But yeah, long story short, I don't really care for like artificial scarcity and things like that. I only
let's see. Yeah, Jamie says most Westerners I've heard say Zilia say Zilia like Godzilla, not the hard I Matt said earlier. Okay, like Xylia. Yeah. I just feel like more things could solve this by just having like the company put some sort of a pronunciation thing in it or something. Like, someone just says it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like, usually video games,
because I don't think they say the title when the title comes on screen.
Yeah, most games used to have that, where they would say the title.
Some of them will say that, you know?
Yeah, so you can't say, you know...
Like, if it came up and said it, then it's like, well, shit, the announcer just said it this way. It's like, doesn't matter, you know?
Samus!
Yeah, exactly. No matter how stupid it sounds in Smash Bros. Yeah. Some shit like that.
It's like, well, fuck, I guess it's Samus.
Or like how people complain about, who is that? Ramlethal's, like, in the, when the announcer says her name or something.
I don't know how they say it.
So.
Is that how they say it, Ramlethal?
I don't know. I thought that's how I hear people say it, but I don't know. I think someone said the announcer says it weird. You say Hunter. Oh, so you say Hunter x Hunter. See, I see that. Yes, the X is silent right there in this sentence. Almost got me.
I'm guessing Jamie puts the hard X in there because she says I'm immune to weeb opinions.
I don't know. It doesn't.
I don't know if it's an opinion. It's just the way it's pronounced, but.
Whatever. Point is.
It's... I usually just re-answer like, yes, I do love Hunter x Hunter. Like that. I just give him the slight.
Zilia.
Ekushiria.
Ekushiria.
Ekushiria. Yeah. If you say it like it's an attack, like you said, especially like if it's a mobile suit attack, like some giant mechs attack. Oh yeah. That's how I'm really getting into it, like in my head here.
Definitely.
I saw you drip dropped there.
Yeah, it looks fine.
Tragedy. No, yeah.
Plus, it'll be colored over anyway. So
I'm imagining like. Let's see. My guy on the right. Hold on. Let's see. Oh yeah, he says Exilia. I hear it. Yeah.
Odd question. Do they ever say
it? Says Exilia.
Do they ever say the title?
Probably not.
Like, do they ever have a point where they say, like, Exilia's was the friends we made along the way?
Yeah, I don't think they ever say, like, the title of the... Like, it's not like... Because I don't remember that. To be fair, I've only played, like, one of them. I just know the rest of them. But, like, I don't remember Symphonia saying something is Symphonia or something.
Yeah.
But, yeah, but this guy does say Exilia. He says, like, Exilia. That's interesting. Yeah, no, yeah, they don't normally say the title, yeah.
I just didn't know if it was one of those things, because, like...
Yeah, I do like that, though. Exilia is the friends we made along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is interesting. Apparently it is Exilia or something how he says it.
Because, yeah, I just don't know. Those are, like, one of those things where it's, like, it could be literally anything. Because whenever you have something that's a very unique name spread across multiple franchises of games, I'm probably going to assume, you know, there's some, like... somebody has to say something, or the tale, because like when you say Tales of and then blank, like you would think that would be a, you know, something that would be brought up because it's the Tales
that
of
whatever
that.
whatever the of is would be like the world name or something.
Yeah, Tales of, like, that's the world, that's the person, that's a place.
Yeah,
thing.
I'm not sure how they choose these, like what the of is. You know, is it? I don't know if it's relevant to the game usually.
Yeah, but that would be my
yeah, like
guess.
I said, I don't play enough of them to really know. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Here we go. Hold on. Jamie's got a good link here. Here we go. Do we know where Tales get their game titles from? Tried looking it up, but couldn't find anything. Are Symphonia, Vesperia, like, names literally just made up, or do they actually connect to the game in any way? This is something. It's the same question just asked. Fantasia, first game in the series, was a fantasy game based off of a novel manuscript named Tales Fantasia. So let's try to find like Exilia. Okay. RPG of unwavering convictions. Baba says it's derived from million and billion in English. He wanted to have a huge number that started with X-illion. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Which eventually was changed to Exilia. The significance is within a person's life. There are many events of encounters with people. Ah, okay. Let's see. For Zestiria, it's like zest refers to the theme of passion. Okay. So there is some sort of a theme. Like a very loose. It's like hidden in there.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, because I did notice this says something about... Where's this at? Yeah, in this, there's some sort of part at the top of this that mentions the plot's central theme is an RPG of unwavering convictions. So they all seem to have like a thing that's like that also. Because I see some of these say like RPG to release Destiny is like Tales of Destiny 2 at least. The other one is just of Destiny. And then it says characters are destined to meet their respective whatevers and save the world. Okay.
We got the pick of Destiny!
Right. That's interesting. Okay, so they're like related to the theme of the game.
Gotcha.
But not generally directly said, I guess.
So what I mean? Like, it's not like, this is Zestia, you know? Like, it's not the world or whatever.
So, so when the games are the ones that suck, is the themes that come from the title how they suck? Because I only know that a few games actually really suck. And they're really bad and unplayable almost, in terms of like they're just really hard to get through, from what I've been told. But even to diehard like Tales fans, they don't even like them. But I just want to know, like, that's another one I was interested in too. Is like what made actually those games bad is what I actually am interested in knowing.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like we could go to Azalea Con and everyone would know.
Yeah, that is true. I don't think we can sell there yet, but...
No, we don't have any art for that.
But yeah.
Okay, this is interesting, though.
Yeah.
Still seems like most of them are unconfirmed, but this is the closest relatable bit of information I've seen. Okay. So yeah, so it seems to have something to do with, like I was saying, the overall theme of the game, or like
Yeah, like the idea it's kind of based upon.
Mm-hmm. I actually do not remember which one was the one that sucked.
I have no idea. I would not know. Like I said, I'm more in it just because of the Kosuke Fujishima art.
That's true.
Just because he's one of my favorite artists. You gonna go grab dinner? Alright, have a good night, Jamie. She says the piece is looking good.
Alright.
I agree, it looks great.
Gonna start charging more on these things.
Yeah. I mean, they're already $150.
That's true. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah. Also, these ones that you do at the house are like way more complicated than the ones you generally do when you're out and about.
I mean, yeah.
Just because you have access to more stuff and you have more time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sure this would still look good at a con, but it will, like, look... there's, like, percentage points I'll see shaved off sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a lot, especially. If you're only working on, like, one, it's not an issue. Once you get to, like, 4...
Then it becomes an issue.
I can kind of see it. I'm just kind of, like, look at it, and I'll be like, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I can see the percentage points shaved off just a smidge. Which I'm not blaming you, you know what I mean? Like, you got a lot to get through.
Oh, for sure.
So. That, or if it's just some character you don't really like. Then it just does not look nearly as good. I swear. It's pretty funny.
Blue eyes.
I'm just thinking of that one with Shinji and Asuka that you had to do at Gen Con.
I was like, yeah, I'll try it out. I mean, whatever, man. Fuck, money is money.
Yeah, right.
It was a pretty easy one.
Yeah, it didn't come out, like, bad, but it was just kind of funny.
Yeah, it was funny. Just like, yeah,
my girlfriend ships them like crazy. I was like, oh, God.
You gotta be crazy to ship that. Oh, Lordy. Oh, Lordy.
Right. That was pretty good. Well, I think you did pretty good.
Yeah.
I think you came out good.
Ships them like crazy.
You gonna start baking the chicken? Nice. Oh, I didn't even think of this. This also makes sense. Well, never mind. It's not too close, but there's a character whose name is kind of similar to the title. Like a couple letters off, but really close. But I do like Ikusuya.
Ikusuya! Like, I'm saying it like that Toku announcer. You know?
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Ikusuya.
Ikusuya Shokan!
Right?
Yeah. Gotta say it like you're fucking in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh, like some Yu-Gi-Oh shit? Yeah. Ikusuya Shokan! Like that?
Yeah.
That's the new theme for the season, the Exilia Summon, or whatever.
Yeah. It's got to summon a million guys to make it all go off.
It summons a million billion guys who are all level million billion.
Dude, you know what's weird, though? Is everyone in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is now playing 60-card decks.
I'm not shocked.
It's pretty funny, actually. I just remember that was when that was first being done.
Well, I remember it was, like, first really done when... like, as viably competitive was because of that grass card.
Yeah.
The card that's, like, called Grass is Greener or something like that.
But
because you play that and you're just going to mill, like, half your fucking deck.
Yeah.
Or, 20 cards plus. Depending on when you play it.
But yeah, basically a bunch of people... I haven't really checked the decks to see what they're playing, but apparently, like, because I look at...
and there's so many tutors.
TCG Player Infinite.
Mm-hmm.
Because they usually have pretty good articles.
I saw some broken stuff from some new set. That wizard card or whatever, with the wizard girl that's like $50.
Yeah,
the adventure thing or whatever.
Yeah, the adventure mechanic, which is also apparently broken in Yu-Gi-Oh! Too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, actually, Adventure wasn't... Oh, no, yeah, Adventure. Is that what those cards were called?
Yeah.
Venture?
Yeah, with the Brazen Borrower.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember. Because there's also Venture into the dungeon, you know?
No.
I was like, well, that one wasn't that broken.
No, Adventure.
Yeah, that is what that was called.
And that was broken.
Yeah. I have mixed feelings on that mechanic. I think it's an interesting mechanic, and I really like it. But it's also just, like, hard to balance.
Oh, yeah, I would 1,000%.
It's like any of those, like, split card mechanics. Where it can be very hard to balance. The cards are either going to be really good or just trash.
Yeah, there's not really much in between.
Yeah, it's hard to make an in-between card like that.
No, I agree totally, and I don't feel bad for that. I mean, I don't feel like that they should be held accountable for like something like that. It's just more of a
to be fair, those are not nearly the most egregious cards from Eldraine.
No, Oko. What the fuck was that?
Yeah, Oko and Great Hinge are like really nutty.
Yeah, Great Hinge. I remember that one being.
Great Hinge is absolutely nutty. Like the second Oko was banned, the Great Hinge just being like one of the best cards in the entire format.
Yeah, again, it was a very unbalanced game, at least for that format.
Oh yeah.
Which is, frustrating because you want the game to succeed to some extent, so it can be fun to play.
I wonder what is good in Standard right now. The only thing I know that's good is like that Naya Rune deck is like nutty apparently. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
It's like some aggro deck. It's some Naya aggro deck that uses all those runes from Kaldheim.
Really?
Because they're enchantments, so they work with the like stuff that gets buffed by enchantments.
Yeah.
From Kamigawa.
Interesting to see an aggro deck be the good deck. That means that it's probably.
That's happened before.
Well, it's just because, like, that. In my opinion, that probably just means that the format still hasn't been figured out yet.
Yeah. There's still plenty of control decks too. I just know this Naya deck is like one of the better decks.
Yeah. That's something that I note is usually that if aggro's winning, it's probably just because there's not any good tools yet.
It's that or whatever its mechanic is just ass broken. Like when Energy was winning, and Energy was basically just some like beat down mid range deck.
Yeah, so it's tough to evaluate there.
But it doesn't seem like broken. I don't think it's like absolutely broken or anything.
It's not bonkers D Bobcat.
No, it's not. But it uses like, who is it? That guy from Kamigawa that's like the 1-mana 1/1, but whenever you cast an enchantment, you can put +1s on stuff.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, the little dude hopping with the acorns.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy, and then the guy playing the flute. You know, to make all your shit cheaper.
Yeah.
Because then all those runes are only 1 mana.
Yeah.
They're like 1 colored mana. So they become actually decent at 1 mana.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call. I'm not at that point where it's like, oh yeah, that's definitely way too broken.
Yeah, I don't think it's too broken. It's probably just whatever. Like, I don't know how many decks are viable in Standard or whatever.
Yeah,
so.
Usually I look at the MTG top 8s, and that gives me a good picture.
There's usually Standard has about 5 decks you should be playing, and then after that,
a bunch of fringe.
Yeah, it's probably not worth playing any of those other decks, in my opinion.
I agree. I'd be inclined to agree, not just because I always agree, but just because that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's
how it's been for the longest time.
Yeah.
It wasn't always like that, but that's how it's been for the past, like...
like having 5 basically decks is like kind of miserable, but at the same time it's not the worst.
No.
Because I remember with Throne of Eldraine,
I've played plenty of times where there was 3 to 1 deck.
Yeah, I was about to say,
and if you play Yu-Gi-Oh, it's just like, well, you can play any deck you want, but if you're not playing the Tier 0 deck,
then
you're going to lose to the Tier 0 deck.
Yeah, that's why Yu-Gi-Oh is kind of frustrating, because there's not much room for, quote-unquote, fun. Yeah. There's not much room for... Creativity, yeah. You play the best deck, and that's it.
Yeah. You can be creative at locals.
Yeah.
If you want to go to a real event, don't do that.
Yeah, don't try.
Don't do that. Just pull out the Tier 0 deck, learn the Tier 0 mirrors, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. That's a shame. Yu-Gi-Oh! Definitely suffers.
I mean, that's the definition of... That's how competitive stuff should work anyway.
I guess, yeah.
I mean, like, if you're going into a chess match, you're not just going to be like, I'm going to play the goofy strategy.
You know, like, to win. If you're playing to win, that's the thing. Is if you're playing in something competitive to win...
Well, I just think that I just feel having a diverse competitive metagame is a healthier game overall.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't fault the players.
No, I'm not going to fault the players at all.
It's not the fault of the players.
I'm just saying that I think as a company who's making a game, you want to try to make a game that has, you know.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the players in that regard.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like how it's just a shame that sometimes when you're trying to make a very diverse format, but the diverse format is bogged down by so many design flaws and things like that you just either you didn't see them in R&D or I don't know, like or you just didn't care.
Yeah.
Because it didn't matter because you're just there. That's going to sell anyway, you know.
Yeah, you're just making it sell.
Yeah.
This is card game X of the week, you know, like whatever, like how they say that at the beginning of Card Fight Vanguard.
Yeah.
Where they're just like, lots of card games come and go. Vanguard is the big card game now. They say something like that. You know what I mean? Do you remember that?
I do, yeah.
The very first episode?
Yep, I'm aware.
Yeah. That's kind of the model for Japanese card games.
Yeah.
They're just like, put some anime shit on some cards, figure out a rule set, and we'll fucking sell it. That's usually how they all work. To be fair, that's how most of them work.
Well, yes,
the only other ones are the ones that are like... So that's how the like ground up ones work, and then the top down ones are like, well, here's an IP. Let's just make something dumb with numbers and then put it on the cards, and we'll sell it as a game. You know,
no one will play the
That's
game.
those like Inuyasha card games and stuff like that.
Zatch Bell.
Yeah, Zatch Bell. Yeah. Like Yu-Gi-Oh is created from the ground up to be a card game first.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that's the product.
Yeah. No,
so that has the product first. And then those card games are like, all right, we're going to capitalize on this and just print it as a card game. Like the My Hero card game or any of those anime-based ones that are not...
like actual games.
Thought up as a toy first.
Yeah.
They're not using the Maeca anime model.
Yes.
Where you create the toys first, then make a 30-minute commercial to sell the toys.
Yes, it is definitely polar opposite of that.
Yeah. Yeah, Sword Art Online was not made to sell Weiss Schwartz, you know, or something like that.
Ugh. Okay.
But you know what I mean.
No, I know. I'm just like, ugh, because I don't like that game.
It was okay. I played it a couple times. Me and Mike bought starter decks one time, and it was okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't see it being, like, my favorite game ever.
Yeah, there's parts of like card games like Luck and Logic I enjoyed, but that was just another one of those Bushiroad card games that was just made to make, you know.
Yeah.
Just because
it's there to make until they're out of ideas and no one buys it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're done.
Then you're done. You go on to the next one.
Yeah, go on to the next one. Do it all over again.
Print it till it stops making money.
Pretty much.
The Bushiroad philosophy. How to bug gets a feature.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
All those gacha games are like that too.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, the customer's going to spend $10,000 on the game, and then they're going to
change it over, you know, like, oh, sorry, it's not Love Live F Super Idol Mega Show anymore. It's Love Live Z Hypermodel Index or whatever.
Hypermodel Index.
You know?
I mean, that actually sounds like something that's real, and that's why it's great.
But yeah, you know, so, and then it's like, all right, all your JPEGs are gone, you know, that you spent $10,000 on.
Yep.
Hope you have fun spending $10,000 more collecting the same JPEGs almost again.
Except they have a little bit slightly different art.
Yeah, exactly.
It's definitely okay, though. Yes, somehow that's okay. Somehow it's not gambling. I don't know.
Well, no, it's not gambling. You know you're getting JPEGs.
They come in loot boxes, though. So I'm pretty
Well, it's not... I don't think it's gambling because
The things are worthless. Like, you know what I mean? Like, can you gamble? Can you call it gambling if there's no prize at all?
Yeah, you can call it gambling.
Like, I'm not sure.
Look, like the prize, there is a monetary prize, but it's not like monetary, if that makes sense. You know, the prize is getting that 5-star pull. You're trying to, but you keep getting, you know.
But I just mean like, I don't know if the eyes of the law can call it that.
They can if they would like.
I guess if they change the rules, yeah, because that's the thing about the law is the law can always change.
Yeah, they can always change it depending on like. Look, if someone came in and sued,
I mean, that's pretty much how it is in the EU. I think loot boxes are are very frowned upon.
Yeah, they're very frowned upon, and that's why they took legal action because of they think that they're a detriment to the stability of this that, and the other. Like because they're not there to make you anything good. They're just there to you throw money at and hopefully you get what you're looking for, and you never will. Mm-hmm. Got to get that high, man.
It's true.
That dose of serotonin.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I personally think that they should loot boxes should be illegal. That's my personal opinion.
I mean, I think it just depends on how you're getting the loot box, obviously. Like, if you're playing the game and the game is just giving you free loot boxes, it's not a big issue.
No, but the fact you should not be able to have to pay for any of them. You should not be able to pay for them.
Yeah. I mean, in my opinion, you should be able to pay for, like, just the product.
Yeah, you shouldn't pay...
Like in Runeterra.
Yeah, Runeterra is okay because of the fact that you actually are paying for the product.
Yeah, you pay for the skin you want, you pay for everything, things like that.
Yeah. But like with Overwatch, where you couldn't buy
the skin you wanted.
You had to
just keep buying loot boxes.
You had to buy loot boxes with the fake money that's in the system, and you couldn't buy the skin because like certain skins were just locked behind a thing that you had to make sure you were there for that specific event.
I'm fine with that. If you can't get it because it was part of an event. And there's no way to get it, well, that's just how it goes.
Yeah. But I'm talking about like how you couldn't even put money in to get it for that event. You had to put you couldn't just buy it outright. You had to buy loot boxes to even have a chance to get it.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're saying you can win it. You can win them also in that game, but
yeah, I'm saying you should not. That loot boxes that you have to buy is not okay. But if that makes sense. Yeah,
the only issue is that then the game doesn't make any money.
Then it shouldn't make any money.
So that's all I'm saying.
I know, but I just don't think that
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying that's how the market is right now, though.
Yeah, and they should perish. That's all I have to say is that they should just perish. Then, if they're not going to benefit anybody in any way and they can't make any money off of it, then they shouldn't make the product to begin with. It's just not. I just don't think it should exist. It's like the people who say, well, we can't afford to pay our workers, things like that, and it just shouldn't exist.
Yeah, I feel you.
I don't know, but there's a lot of things like that kind of go into that similar vein.
Is that one going out? Did you want to just replace it?
Is it this one? No.
No, you had the one above it. It just seemed like it was. I wasn't sure.
It's also this is a weird nib.
Oh, okay. I think maybe that's just what was messing with it.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, you didn't have to. It seemed like it was kind of struggling. It had that sound.
It is.
Well,
it is. So it's
the struggling marker sound.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. This looks like. I was just trying to get in like a good spot on camera. With her skin white like that, she's giving me like one of those like this is a femme Ronald McDonald look.
Oh my god, I know, right? I was wondering, like when I did the hair and I haven't done the skin yet, I was like, okay, so far.
Or like this is a adventurer Wendy.
Yeah, I was thinking Wendy's. I thought it was Wendy's.
It's a bit of both now. It's the yellow on the outfit is what led me to a Ronald McDonald.
Before the yellow was on there, I was thinking Wendy's.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Before the yellow, yes.
Should have done the skin first, so I didn't have to worry about this.
No, it's just funny.
somebody's gonna come in saying, "Well, why are you coloring Fem Ronald McDonald's skins?"
Is that Sexy Adventure Fem Ronald McDonald?
I'll buy it.
yeah, right. Yeah, it's like, I'll take it right now. You just instantly stop coloring. Done.
How much?
Yeah.
How much? It's like, it's 5,000 okay?
Yeah. Oh man, only 5,000.
Yeah, right. No, they say is 5,000 okay?
Yeah, like, they just drop that.
Yeah, they're the ones who say 5,000. I'm like, I mean, that's a pretty. Normally, something like this goes for about 10, but I mean, like, if you want, I'll give you for 7,
Yeah,
and they'll be like, and then you're just like, all right, that was easy.
Yeah, let's do it. Rent for a couple months, boys.
Oh, you telling me? We're eating tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's funny though.
That's really funny.
The idea of that happening too, because it feels much more feasible than it actually is, but like.
Yeah, it's just a goofy thing to talk about.
Is that Fem Ronald McDonald?
Oh man.
Somebody actually that'd be a good gentleman's bet.
That's not gonna happen, but it's funny though.
I mean, you never know. Like,
yeah.
Like, I remember that one time we were talking and we were like, oh man, we just saw the Scissor 7 thing. I bet you.
That was crazy. I was like, dude, we're gonna see it, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, we learned about Scissor 7 exactly 1 hour and 37 minutes ago.
Yeah, so like. It was still like fucking hilarious though.
That was really funny, actually. Yeah. Man, I'm not seeing too many other good modern decks to play.
I mean, maybe just modern's not the format for you.
Yeah, I think the issue is, like, I just really don't want to get Ragavan. Like, after trading 2 of them away, I don't want to have to get them again.
No, I totally feel you on that.
Because, like, I would probably play John, but there's so many expensive cards I need to get again that I'd already traded away. Like, I would need to get, like, 3 more Tarmogoyfs again. I mean, technically they're cheap now, but... I just don't want to get 4 Ragavans.
Yeah, I would just stick with Legacy then. If you don't like Modern, don't play.
Like, the only other deck I want to play is Lantern.
And is Lantern hard to get?
It's just annoying to get if you're not buying it. Because, like, no one's ever going to have that shit in their trade binder.
That's fair. Again, so, I would just say, look, you don't have to play Modern.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, you could just play Legacy, and then I know most people go out on Fridays to play Magic, but again, like, you don't have to play. Like, I know I'm playing Modern because I'm going to be playing in the Modern event at the SCG. So, and if you want to just play like Legacy, though, that's fine. Like, we can go on Thursdays once I get my Legacy deck together. And plus, also, like, if you're going to Legacy night, you're probably going to find more people with Legacy trades.
I mean, maybe, yeah, you never know.
Yeah, again, you never know. But again, like, the idea of never knowing and then thinking it's going to be a bad thing is, like, that's just inviting negativity in the life. So you want to try to, like, think about, like, instead, like, oh, yeah, you never know, so it might go well.
Just, law of averages. So.
I guess, but again, the point is that, like, if you keep saying you're gonna have a bad time, you're gonna have a bad time. That's just how it is. Like, the what is it? That stupid thing that everyone was buying into.
The secret.
Yeah, there's so that is bullshit. The idea, though, that you invite the negativity into your life is not full bullshit, because the mental, like, gymnastics that you do to make yourself believe that the world is out to get you or something is wrong or things like that, that's real. Like, that's real, and that definitely makes everything seem that much more worse. So I don't know. That's my advice on that regards. Is if that's something that's concerning you, try to stop thinking about it like, oh, it's going to end up being miserable. I'm going to be miserable. Like, try and think about things that can go well. What are you going to enjoy? What are you looking for?
Yeah, I mean, again, you try that, and, well, again, law of averages, so.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you can just ignore my advice all you want.
But, I didn't mean to ignore it. I don't know how to react to that, you know?
Look, I'm trying to help. Because you had asked for help.
That's true.
Because again, like, you can do law of averages and do that all you want till the cows come home, but you're still going to be miserable. But that's just a mindset that you need to get out of. Because we're trying to, you know, the problem, the part of, you know, getting better is about developing new mindsets and thinking about what am I doing to make things better? How am I going to make, you know, better choices? How am I going to enjoy things more as they come to me? It's all about, you know, like being mindful of the things that are you're processing and getting them into you. But whatever. Yeah, you can play whatever you want, man. Like, don't worry about it.
I mean, I get you.
Oh
no, I'm getting rid of the Ronald McDonald look.
Oh no.
How will she sell?
Right?
No, we're just talking. It's nothing too big.
Oh, did someone come back?
Hold on. I wasn't really watching chat, and Ash was talking about her chicken. Let's see. Forgot my oven sucks. I haven't had the need to use it for a long time, so now I see why. It smells awful, and the light doesn't work. And then she's like, "What did I miss?" Oh, we were just talking about stuff in Magic.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't played in like forever, and my like deck that used to be pretty good, it's just now garbage, and I don't want to like keep playing just to lose, because I barely even enjoy playing. I actually enjoy trading, but the store where everyone would trade at imploded before COVID, and it's like the local economy, like the culture has just never recovered.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I can't really go anywhere to have fun, so I'm like, well, everyone else is smoking, I guess I'll try smoking again, you know? And it's like, well, damn, I remember I didn't like smoking, and this is why. Maybe I'll find a different brand of cigarettes, you know?
I mean, yeah.
That's kind of what it's like.
But yeah, again, do whatever you want.
So
I'm just saying that you should go about it and try not to think about how awful you think you're gonna do it, because if you go in thinking you're gonna have a bad time, you're gonna have a bad time. That's just how it is. It's not even a matter of like law of averages, it's a matter of a mindset there.
Yeah, that's true. Like I said, I just can't find anywhere to go do what I want.
Again,
so it's like, I feel like I'm just one of those boomers that's like, you know, you should just give up on doing what you want because it doesn't exist, but instead you just keep complaining about how it doesn't exist.
Again, I mean,
so
the thing for that solution is we can just figure out a place to find it. I mean, I don't know, if you want me to help you find a place to go to, I'm down. I actually really like the idea of going to different places to see.
Yeah, I just don't want to have to drive all the way to Fort Worth.
Yeah.
Like, driving to Fort Worth every week sounds like miserable.
Yeah.
Maybe Common Grounds is good. It's like the next closest store I haven't been to, I think.
Okay, I'll try that out.
So.
Plus, though, like, we get to play with all the when the SCG comes around. We're gonna get to get some actual people to trade with.
I know, right?
And then
I'm hoping I can find some good stuff there.
Even better is when we go back to Gen Con.
Yeah, Gen Con was awesome.
Oh yeah.
I just want to go to Gen Con anyway.
Oh, definitely. What was it? Oh, speaking of, I did tell you that they got back to me, right?
You just said that they got back to you and said that they changed your credit card number.
No, they can. They have to do it on Monday.
Oh, okay. Is there anything other than that?
No, that was basically it. They were just like saying, don't worry about it. We'll make sure that we can at least make sure your application is properly processed so you don't get booted. So
that's good.
So I was like, that was my big concern, was like, I just don't want us to like...
Yeah, like they go, like we would have been in and they go to charge us and it kicks back, and they're like, all right, well, they're going, you know?
Yeah, because that's like, no.
Yeah, because apparently the whole thing with this show is like, once you get in...
It's so much easier to keep getting in.
You can keep getting in as long as you keep going.
Yeah.
I just know that they're going to run into an issue probably with all the people that left because of COVID.
Yeah.
Like, those were like big game companies that brought a lot more money than all the small people that replaced them.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to seriously think about like, well, do we want to bring back all 20 of these people who barely get us as much money and take up less or take up more room than this one company that, you know, gives us all the money of just them, you know?
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Again, you never know, but
I don't know. So that's me being the like really like cutthroat businessman, like
yeah,
the Ebenezer Scrooge of this moment, you know?
Yeah, no, I feel you
like,
on that.
nah, feed them to the cold. It's Christmas Eve.
Yeah, no, I feel it too, because I was like, that's what I was worried about.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
Because, yeah, it was apparently much harder to get into Gen Con before COVID. For you smaller time people.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if we get in, like, just...
If we're in again, like, then I think we'll be in every year.
Yeah.
I think. Like, I think if we can get in this year, we should probably be able to get in every year.
Yeah, I would agree.
I hope so, at least.
I would agree with that statement.
Yeah. Especially because I know you said that, like, the longer you keep going, the more, like, seniority credit you build up.
Yeah, if you go to the show 3 years in a row, you can actually buy your ticket after the show.
After the show.
The day after.
Yeah.
Man, I wish more anime shows were like that.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I'd even take paying extra to guarantee it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if we could be at, like, I don't know, Acon or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was just like, all right, you have the opportunity, pay extra. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, $100 extra maybe or something. For us, that would not be an issue.
No.
Just because our costs are so low at that show.
Yeah.
I would take that in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Even some of these other shows, that would probably be pretty good.
Definitely, yeah. No, like Comic-Con, I would definitely...
Yeah, I would definitely have paid.
Oh, yeah, 1,000%.
Go to that show again? Yeah, if they were just like, hey, pay us what you paid and then $100 and you have a spot. It's like, yeah.
1,000%. That's not even a question.
Yeah, no, it would have paid. It would have been like, yeah, sign us up.
Yeah, just immediate. That would have been snap. Like,
yeah, I don't know why more shows don't do that. I would do that if I was a show.
Yeah, I don't know, actually.
Yeah, that seems like a free roll. Like,
it's tough, because again, like, I think it's, because, like, shows, well, okay, how do I put this? Shows want the appearance of diversity and accessibility in that regard. From how I've been spun that tale.
Yeah.
But like if you hear that from like NakaCon, don't believe that, because NakaCon has had the same people the entire time, because it's based on a jury. Mm-hmm. So when people get bitter about juries, they're usually talking about NakaCon.
Yeah, that kind of con.
So, because that's what they're worried about, because they're like, oh, nepotism is a thing. And I'm like, yeah, but that's like one show that usually does that. Most other shows don't do that.
I think it's also that people don't like it because if they don't get in...
Makes them feel bad.
Well, I mean, like, if they didn't get better, they're not going to get in next time either. You know? So there's just like, a continuous years in a row where like the jury doesn't pick them. But they're not really trying to get better.
That, and it doesn't. That's another thing too, though. The worst part though is that like juries, even if you're a really good artist, you can have people who are just like, oh, you're not
for the show.
You're not what the show would want, and then and then also
like,
like,
anyone a binary code in there. What is that?
It's from.
Is it in the picture?
Yeah, it's right here.
No, I couldn't tell if that's what it was.
Oh no, it's not. It's like these weird.
It's like the weird little
designs. It's kind of like I have no idea. It's basically supposed to be very Art Nouveau.
Because it looks like 1 0. You mean like Deco?
Art Deco. Gustav Klimt is Art Deco.
Yeah. The design of this game is Art Deco.
Yeah, sorry. I always say.
It's fine,
wait a second. Hold on. That's not the right word.
Art Nouveau is Mucha.
Mucha, yeah. This is Devochka.
I don't know the Art Deco kind of names, but I know it when I see it, like instantly.
Yeah.
But And the other thing is, like, it's a free roll to just charge an absurd amount.
Oh, yeah.
Like, think about that. Like, the con is just, like, you know, like, if your table was 200, let's say your table was 200, right? Mm-hmm. And they're just like, all right, you can pay us 400 for a guaranteed spot next year.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay it.
Yeah. The other thing, too, is
no one is forcing you to pay this. You know what I mean? And it's a free roll for the company to just put it on there and have no one do it. All it cost you was the extra line of ink on every sheet of paper.
Yeah. It was weird, though, that you mentioned that, is that there actually are some... most of the cons are actually just upping the price of their tables for no reason already. So it's, like, weird that...
Well, they have a reason. They have to pay more in costs.
Yeah. But, like, but they don't, like... advertise that, like, oh, you know.
Well, yeah, no one's going to tell you why they're upping costs.
Yeah.
Because the consumer doesn't care.
Mm-hmm.
The consumer never cares for the reason why things are more expensive. If anything, they'll get angry at that.
Yeah.
They're like, what do you mean you have to pay more and whatever? I'm paying more for whatever. Or like, what do you mean? I'm entitled to have this at this price because it's always been this price.
Yeah.
So... you probably shouldn't ever put the reason you're upping your prices.
No.
You just do them. Like, companies just up the price. People are usually like, yeah, everything's getting more expensive. They just write it off like that. It's weird how, like, actually explaining that is more detrimental, in my opinion. At least that's how I feel about it. Yo, Ralph, how's it going? Just got back from work.
Nice.
But yeah, no, I think more shows should have an option to sign up again next year, first of all.
Yeah, Delta H comes
just in general, they should have that. But if they wanted to have an increased fee for it also, I would understand why they would do it.
Yeah.
And again, vendors would probably pay it.
It's true.
Depending on the price, obviously.
I mean, I know I would pay it just because that's job security.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's the thing.
Like, most of my biggest complaints about doing cons as a full-time job is it's not stable.
Yeah, it's job security.
It's also, it's also, even if you're continuously going to a show, even then you're a gambler.
Yeah.
That's why I make sure to tell any kid they don't want to be like me.
Mm-hmm.
Not to do what I have done.
It's true. Do not spend your life in the house of the rising sun.
In sin and misery.
Mm-hmm.
In the house of the rising sun. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
Too good and too melodious will obviously be copyright strikes for that.
Yes.
So.
Well, there she is.
That looks beautiful.
Maybe we'll have to speed the display. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. It looked good, though.
Yeah.